Lee, and today I'm going to show you how to make some really cute spring/Easter tea cakes. These are pretty easy and they are delicious and adorable. So to get started, you're going to need 2 cake mixes. You can use whatever flavors you like. I picked strawberry and yellow. And then just prepare them according to the back of the box, except you also want to add 1 6-ounce container of yogurt. I'm using vanilla, but you can match the flavor with your cake mix flavor. So I'm just going to mix these up and I'll be right back. I forgot to mention, go ahead and preheat your oven to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Now divide both batters into 2 bowls. Now I'm just gonna add some food coloring to, well, not the pink one. I'm going to try to turn the pink one in the back purple with the blue. It may work, it may not, I'm not sure. And then I want yellow and green over here. And there you have it. The purple turned out pretty good. So let's put these aside for a minute. The next step is to prepare your pan. I have a cookie sheet and a piece of parchment paper. The parchment is pretty important because you need to be able to get this cake out of the pan. So I just cut this to fit with a little bit of overhang. First, excuse my old used pan. First, I'm gonna spray this pan really well. I mean, really well. Then take your parchment paper, put it in, line it up, stick it down, and spray the parchment paper too. Great, now the pan is ready and my counter is covered with spray. Now at this point you can just get creative with how you drop in your batter. You can just put spoonfuls, just randomly put spoonfuls of batter all over the paper. You can do a sort of a streaky method. This one's gonna have all the methods so I can show you how to do it. You can layer them, just put a little bit of that color. Then a little bit of green. Then a spoonful of pink. You can do that all around. If you do this, I would suggest starting with purple once, then yellow, then green, different colors. You can, okay. Now here's more of the streaky method. And the blobby method. However you want to do it is fine. You can't mess this up. It's gonna turn out beautiful, whatever you do. So I'm going to keep going until this pan is about halfway filled. While you're doing this, every now and then, give it a little shimmy shake to sort of even it out. So this is what mine looks like now that I have filled the tray halfway with batter. Don't fill it up too high because it will spill over in the oven. You will have some cake batter left over. You can make a smaller one or just make some cupcakes to go along with it. Now I'm going to pop this in the oven, a 300-degree oven, and this is where it's really important. Watch it. You don't want it to burn, you don't want it to overbake, and you don't want it to turn brown. So stick it in the oven. I'm gonna put it in for 10 minutes, see what it looks like. It's going to take longer than that, but just start watching it. And when it looks like it might just be done, test it in the center and see, and take it out as soon as the toothpick comes out clean. Here we have it straight from the oven. It took about 25 minutes to bake. So once this cools completely, I'll come back and show you how to assemble the tea cakes. After a few minutes of cooling in the pan, you can just lift it by the parchment paper and put it onto some cooling racks to cool the rest of the way. Okay, now the cake is completely cooled, and full disclosure, it's actually the next day. Life sometimes gets in the way. So you're gonna take a circle cookie cutter or a square. You can use a glass, you can use whatever you have, and also in whatever size you like. Actually, squares would probably be better because you won't waste as much of the cake. I bought this set at Michael's for $4.99. Actually, this might be a better size. I'm gonna go with the little one instead. Then you're just going to make a bunch of circles of cake. Hopefully it will. For the next step, you're going to need a piping bag and a tip. I am using Wilton 2D. These are really inexpensive at Walmart or Michael's or any kind of craft store. And if you don't have a piping bag, you can use a Ziploc freezer bag. So I'm gonna take one of the little cakes, pipe just a little bit of frosting, then take another section of cake, put it on top, squeeze, and then top it off with some cute little sprinkles. Oops. And it's that simple. I'm going to do a couple more for you. The little cake, squeeze some frosting. Take another little cake, put it on top, squeeze more frosting, and sprinkles. And if you don't want the stacked version, you can always just do a single layer, add a few sprinkles. So here is the finished product of the cute little Easter/spring tea cakes. You can make the double layer or the single layer depending on what you like. The recipe I used for frosting I will leave in the description box below. It is not my recipe, and it's actually by Serious Cakes here on YouTube. It's her buttercream frosting recipe. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, and Facebook at Lee'sHome05. Thanks for watching. Bye.